see. Share my screen. All right, everybody, welcome in. My name is Tired, and I will be your streamer for today. Your restreamer. I hope everybody's having a fantastic day. We have got Group Ramby Winners Bracket Round 1. Blue Roses for you versus Paper Sack. And in the commentary booth today, we have Jim Jam and K-Man. Guys, how are you doing today? Go ahead and take it away.
Doing
You're
pretty
tired?
good.
It's 5 a.m. for me. I'm more than happy to be coming here with my good buddy Jim Jam on this winners bracket Ramby tournament for Scrubs. And it looks like we got quite a seat ahead of us, Jim Jam.
Definitely. We got a potion and helm. We got Aiden Galleon. We got the revenge for the 12-point Galleon yesterday. I'm looking forward to seeing how they pull through this one.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at this point spread. I'm not too alarmed by anything. Like an 8-point Galleon is sort of scary, but I mean, we've seen a lot worse, I'll tell you that. So I would not be too disappointed. It'll be interesting to see if the Helm Potion comes into play. I am kind of excited to see it possibly be something that we need. Hopefully not just a homing ammo up there. But yeah, other than that, like it's a pretty even point spread. It's not too alarming one way or the other. And it looks like we have the countdown going, so we should be kicking off here soon.
Yep. And we see only 3 points in caves, so love to see that level dead.
Yeah. But one of the nice things is we do start with Lanky and Grape Shooter, so making sure that is one extra Isles check we can get. Make sure not to forget that before you head on into your first level. We see a little bit of diverging paths here and an early vine swinging. You love to see it.
Yep. Early vine swinging. It looks like Paper's doing training grounds real early then.
Yeah, I don't hate this because you can at least peek everything after you get vine swinging, and you do have access to both dirts. So you kind of know whether you need to go back to training ground or not. I do like this after finding an early vines. Definitely a nice thing to do in my mind.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely more of a standard of play. Like, I tend to wait until I have at least a rainbow coin or done a level 4 some coins first before doing this. But I think both have merit.
Yeah. And it turns out the Grape Cage just having a lanky blueprint for us. So no big deal if you accidentally forget to do that, but at least Blue has decided she is going to pick up that lanky blueprint. And inside of the prison, we just have a GB, I think, on the sprint cage and a blueprint. All right.
Yep. Blue picking up all the blueprints. Very fitting.
Somewhat of a namesake, I guess. And we'll be checking out what our level 1 is here. Would not be surprised if it's maybe... Yeah, I was going to say Aztec with Vine showing up that early.
Yeah,
usually
Aztec makes sense.
Slight indicator.
Outer to 7-8 lanky, that's likely our Vines path.
Definitely possible. I guess so. I mean, we've peaked the feather cage. It hasn't had anything, unless we have another surprise visit from our BFI fairies.
Yeah, it would be very fitting. 2 races in a row. Give Blue the revenge people were asking for last night. And it looks like level 2 is Galleon.
Yeah, not surprised. It's got high value. I kind of like this, like just seeing how many GBs do you need to leave level 1 with before getting to level 2, because sometimes you get spooked by pretty high B lockers. Looks like that one's not that high.
Yeah, we have Underground Foolish.
Underground Foolish. Okay.
And Donkey can be
Donkey's
bought
in
in
Forest. All right. So, moment we see Forest, we're gonna be rushing right in.
True. Will be very spooky if Donkey is on Funky though.
That is true. Unlike season 4.5, which I'm used to, in Scrubs, that Funky shop is locked behind both Featherbow and Pineapple, so I guess it's sort of a 50-50 shot on that.
Yeah, Donkey is either free or very locked. There is no in between.
Yeah. We still don't really have any eyes on key 2 yet, though. It's got to be showing up somewhere. Plus, a galleon without diving, you got to hope that like one of these hints helps point us in the right direction for key 2. Otherwise, we may not get a lot of help for it. And we've seen some disgusting key 2 locations, so you're kind of hoping that it's not like as involved as some of those seeds we've seen prior.
Yeah, I mean, as long as we get it before the hour mark, I think our runners will be happy.
Yeah. But so far, nothing has really pointed us anything towards key 2. It might just be, let's say, you know, funky shop. That's what I'm crossing my fingers for here. Is just throw it on that shop, and we won't have to worry too much about it.
Yeah, for sure. Or it
Or at
could be
least
one of their medals.
Yeah, or at least diving would be sort of like a sigh of relief that you do have access to a good portion of Galleon to actually go in there. I wonder if you find Jim Jam, if you find key 2 and you don't find diving, do you go into Galleon or do you just push forward, see if you can get a level 3?
I think I would probably push forward and get into level 3. Galleon without it, especially these two Kongs, really don't have that many checks. But
yeah, I tend to agree there. Like, especially without any coconut or DK or diving, you really only have access to like the shops. That one Kasplat up in the catacombs of Galleon Caverns,
and you have the Vines Kasplat too. But yeah, it's not a lot. I don't hate this play from Blue to get the lanky medal. Is a sphere 0 in with 35, but is a bit long. But there's so many points here in Aztec that it just makes sense to kind of do.
Yeah, I especially without any key 2 information, I kind of feel like, and with, well, Blue doesn't know that Galleon's level 2, but knowing that Galleon is level 2, I would be very thorough here in Aztec.
Yeah, I mean, you don't know the Galleon's level 2, but it's really not surprising that it is. It's either going to be Galleon or Factory level 2. I mean, that much was pretty obvious that these 3 would be like the first 3 levels just based off of point count.
Yeah.
But Blue is checking the boss, being probably a bit more thorough than I would be, but early boss checks always kind of make sense here, especially if you're worried about finding diving or key 2.
Yeah.
Just the GB.
Not terrible for the first level, I think. 6 points, that's probably on the cusp, but I might wait until, you know, you get all your medals, and if at that point nothing turns up, then maybe check the boss, but we'll see here. Oh, that could be our diving and funky shop.
Yeah, it is a shared potion. Diving is definitely one of those. Indeed. And it is.
All right, so that's a bit of a sigh of relief. That makes Galleon a lot more appealing than prior.
Yep, and we did get that Forest Color Bananas into Lanky. That is either our T-Bone or our barrel throwing, and we're not sure which yet.
Right, because Lanky is not in Helm, so we can't really make the distinction yet.
Yeah.
As well as a Galleon Tiny two-door ship, Way of the Horde. And Key 2 is on that Lanky medal, so rewarded is Blue for going for that Lanky medal.
For sure. Definitely one of the slower medals. I would not fault Paper if she did not grab it at first here.
Well, you get that hint. Yeah,
okay.
You get that hint, and you're like, okay, I probably have to get that medal. Although Paper's probably hoping it's on Tiny Metal, since she's pretty close to that, but unfortunately, it will be Lanky's medal.
Yeah, I mean, if you just throw that medal into the depths of Galleon, like, or that hint into the depths of Galleon, like, it'd be very easy to miss. Key 2 here. And it looks like Blue is going to check Lanky 5-door temple as well here.
I don't hate that. I mean, like, when you start with Grape, like, there are a lot of opportunities for items to kind of be hidden behind starting items here. And especially with the fact that they may not get hinted till way later. So it's definitely good to sort of check your quote-unquote sphere zeros, even though it's not technically Well, you might consider it a Sphere Zero. I'm not really sure, but you start with
Yeah.
grape. May as well check your grape stuff. And with picking up diving, I wonder if it's worth diving into Tiny Temple to take a look what's in there.
Yeah, I was just thinking Vulture, but Vulture with grape always feels so slow. I don't know if I would personally go do that. Just going into Galleon and exploring the hinted Way of the Horde tiny two-door ship makes more sense to me.
Yeah, you could definitely kind of just say, like, I got a whole level ahead of me. I already picked up key 2, so I actually kind of, and diving, so I kind of have 3 levels ahead of me. So, like, there's no reason to, like, worry too much about unhinted areas. That's another way you could play it.
Yeah, the Kasplat is definitely not playing friendly with blue, running away from the shockwave.
Yeah.
Paper Sec looks to just be a little bit behind, just doing Lanky 5-door now, and having to go back to finish Lanky Metal outside.
Yeah, I would expect she's probably going to stick around to get that key 2 after that CB's hint. Maybe also
Almost
check the
certainly.
boss.
It's just a question on if she checks boss first or after the Lanky Metal.
Meanwhile, we're going to get our first little peek here into Galleon. Like we said, we have the Galleon Tiny 2-door Way of the Horde, so we'll probably pick that up. I wonder if it's going to be a Kong. I mean, we don't know what our 3rd level is, but, you know, you got to have at least 3 Kongs by the end of level 3, so we got to figure out what's the next Kong we're going to be getting. Now, Force could just be level 3, and maybe that's just it. It's DK, but...
It's DK, and then like forest colored bananas be the barrel throwing.
Oh yeah, that is true. That would make barrel in your first 3 levels. That is definitely possible.
That is the key to pick up for Paper Sack. Also making sure to grab this crate for the 4th GB.
There's another hint. Diddy can be found by Lanky in caves.
I mean, if you're the runner, you're begging for that to be like Tomato Game. Or
yeah, you gotta be hoping. We haven't found any free Kong hints quite yet. So it's possible all this is Sphere Zero. For free Kongs.
See Peanut is on
Galleon Cranky Lanky for Peanut, yeah. I mean, luckily, Lanky didn't have anything to buy in Aztec, so both runners should have plenty of cash here stocked up from all those bountiful wallets just laying around on the Aztec floor for them that they picked up full of coins.
Yep, I know my routing personally is to always do this Cranky area first before going into Outskirts. It's hard to remember to visit Cranky after, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, like, I think the only argument would be if it's your first level and you don't have cash, but I agree with you. If you do have cash, I would just go to the shop.
We see we see Paper just rushing this 2-door ship, which I also don't hate. And we have a Hive Tunnel to 8 hint.
Hive Tunnel to 8. We'll get a good look here at what is going to be on this Way of the Horde. The best thing ever would be Diddy, but we'll just have to see it. I'm not thinking too highly it's Diddy. No, it's just a potion.
Not just a potion. And Diddy is in caves. This can't be Diddy. It would have to be Chunky.
Oh, you're right. I was thinking Chunky. Yeah. My bad.
I definitely like the routing from Paper a bit more to just do this Way of the Horde. If this is something like Saxophone, then you could actually take it over to open up 5-door ship, and it just makes sense to grab that potion first, because if it's an instrument, maybe you can open another check here before hitting this instrument pad.
Agreed. Getting your Way of the Hordes that you know you can get is always good to prioritize, because you don't know if you can use it later in the same level, and so you'd like to route that in. It looks like we have something on Galleon Cranky Diddy.
That is Funky Diddy, but yes.
Or Funky. I got all my Kongs mixed up here, man.
And we have Primate Punch as the way of the Horde, which makes a ton of sense. Punch has a lot of checks.
Makes a lot of sense. We do not know what it is exactly for quite yet, though.
No chunky phase, so definitely not for that. But I mean, you have so many points in factoring Galleon, and there's so many punch checks in both. I'm sure it will turn up pretty quickly.
Yeah. Also worth mentioning, I think Blue saw the hint. It was Forest Cranky Tiny Way of the Horde. I would bet, you know, dollars to donuts, that's probably DK.
Yeah, definitely makes sense.
Which, just calling my shot here, Jim Jam. I think Forest is probably our level 3, and I think we're getting DK pretty soon here.
Yeah, that does make sense. But then that still is a 50-50 on if the color bananas is barrel throwing or trombone.
Yeah,
as
I
well.
like your read a little bit better that it's probably barrels. Barrels does have to be somewhere in these first 3 levels, so I think the odds of it being barrels is a little higher.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't know if that totally makes sense, but
I'm gonna agree. But yeah, but we could also just pull Forest Cranky Tiny be chunky and then punch leads to barrels could also be a case in Galleon, and it can be such a mess.
all right, then what's the Jim Jam cook here? Because if we're gonna turn this seed just absolutely terrible, it's not gonna be straightforward. What are we seeing here, Jim Jam? Forest Cranky Tiny gets us Chunky, and then Chunky has to punch chest to get Hunky Chunky, and then we have to find barrel throwing on what, like Factory Lobby 4 for the weird barrel throwing, and then we have to fight Dogadon too for some reason.
Maybe not Dogadon 2, but maybe the Toy Monster.
Now, lock it in. We've already solved the seed here.
Toy Monster for barrel throwing would go so hard, honestly.
Although that would mean that we're out of levels. I don't think this cook actually works, Jim Jam.
No, I don't think it works either. But
anyway, Blue is going to be picking up her Primate Punch and then realizing there is literally nothing I can do with this yet. And then I think we're basically done with Galleon after that fact.
Well, the question is whether or not we check out Treasure Room out of logic. The Kasplat and the 2 barrels.
That is fair. You know, we have 7 points left in Galleon after Punch. Treasure
6,
might not be.
Yeah.
What else did they? Oh, they picked up Peanut, right?
Yeah. But Blue opting to just go to level 3, also just a very valid play. Just stay in logic makes a ton of sense.
Yeah, and it turns out it is Forest. I think we're picking up DK here.
Yeah.
Ooh, Aztec Shops, 7-8 Diddy. Or 7-8 Lanky, sorry.
7-8 Lanky. Was that diving?
Yeah, I'm seeing a diving on Aztec Shops. Vines to Isle Outer. What is going on here?
So do we just have to find the very easy diving minigame somewhere? Is that what this is telling us?
If this is our only hint to 7, and it's just, oh yeah, there's a diving vine minigame somewhere. Good luck for key 7. We could be here for a while, Jam.
Beginner preset, by the way. Of course. But I cannot think of a whole lot of spots where diving and vines intersect. It could be just one of the diving minigame barrels is a vines minigame. Would also make sense.
Yeah, and I mean, we are seeing grayed out on Isles there, I think, from Blue. Ooh, Galleon Shop's a 5-8 Diddy. That's very likely our Peanuts.
Yep.
But seeing that Isle Outer hint dimmed, that is 100% vine swinging. I don't know if we saw if the... Oh yeah, the Aztec Shop one is dimmed as well, which has to be diving. So yes, it is confirmed diving and vines somehow converge.
And the Peanuts hint was also dim, so the Galleon Shops is 100% Peanuts as well. Not that mystery funky Diddy potion we spotted.
True. I guess there's a chance that could have led to Rocket Barrel, but no, it is our Peanuts. Fortunately, it doesn't tell us a lot about our accessibility to Diddy since Key 5 is after our first 5 levels anyway.
Yeah, now I am someone that really likes Mills first 99% of the time, but I think with this DK hint, I think you really should have just done Mushroom first, because if you pick up DK, you're just moving a good bit faster.
Right. Yeah, it's one of those things of like, you see a hint like that, you kind of have to adjust your normal route sometimes. I agree. Picking up DK just so you can roll around at the speed of sound. Definitely worthwhile to change up your route for that. But
Yep.
I'm going to go ahead and see if Donkey is indeed... Yep, he is on that Forest Cranky Shop.
My cook to make this a bit worse by putting him on Funky did not pay off. We got our DK pretty early here. Also interesting is still one of the other 2 points has to be on the colored bananas checks, so we really should be collecting these medals as well. And then there's just 1 point left in Forest, which is not a very dense play. Forest is a very big level.
Yeah, Forest is large and hard to kind of get around, especially if you don't have like Diddy and Rocket Barrel. I would probably think about what's the easiest way to get my medals. Go pick up whatever item is on the medals, and then I would probably just be pushing on the level 4. Level 4
Yeah.
could be your caves, maybe to get Diddy, which would be really nice. We don't have any info on where Chunky is, however, so
Well,
not sure if it's another level for Chunky.
I am actually really liking this play to push into Owl Tree to finish up some medals with Blue here. Just very quick Sphere Zeros here as well, and you can get the free hint door. I just am a big fan of this this play. I feel like it's a bit better than climbing that mushroom.
Yeah, the one unfortunate thing is I don't think she can get Lanky's medal quite yet with all the CBs that are here.
No, but if she goes back to do Lanky Attic, it's very easy to do that.
That is true. We do have Grape Shooter. Japes Forest for 1 potion. Did you pick up the hint door behind Thornvine Barn?
No, she realized that she could pick up DK and left Mills after doing the crate. So I'm imagining that she's going to go back to Mills here in a moment. Or looks like she might be climbing Mushroom instead.
I really want one of them to risk not climbing here. I don't think climbing is going to be of high value right now. You don't have O-Stand, you don't have Diddy, you don't have Chunky to climb for the medal. And I like your idea of going into Attic to finish up Lanky's medal, who would be the only person who would benefit from climbing to get CBs. It would be a really interesting risk, but it looks like both of them are probably going to commit here to climbing the mushroom.
Yeah, I mean, there is the 15 Donkey CBs around the lower splat, which definitely helps with his medal. But that means that I would probably stop my climb like right around where Blue is currently.
Yeah, I would just stop at the red Kasplat and leave the climb for later, whether that's after you get Diddy and Rocket Barrel or later when you have Chunky, if we need Chunky. Well, at this point, I don't think Chunky's medal would be barrel throwing because it looks like Chunky's not going to be in our first 3 levels.
Yep, does not look like that at all. And while this is something that we would play, like, it is important to remember that this is indeed Scrubs, so, like, these are newer players. I think learning to skip Mushroom is something that kind of comes with experience. Whereas these are newer players, so they just kind of want to clear out everything they can.
Ooh, Creme the 7 and Lanky.
Creme 7 Lanky.
How does diving and Vine even fit into that? Unless diving and Vine gets you port?
No, what if it is a diving minigame in Helm, Vine's just for Helm access, and then it's just a diving Vine minigame on the Diddy Spring Barrel.
All right, Jim Jam, this is where I get the spray bottle out. I gotta stop you right there. Plus, you're gonna enter Helm to get something for Key 7. Is that right, Jim Jam?
Not for key 7. I'm talking about that's how it solves the key 8 path. I'm talking Kremile, the lanky 7 being the spring barrel and Snides.
Oh, for like a diving minigame?
The diving vines minigame, yeah.
Fair enough. I'm gonna believe that diving and vine somehow leads us to port. And the fairy at the top of Kremile is gonna have something juicy for us. I guess looking at this point, it might be T-Bone.
Well, as a reminder came in, the one warp is not active in scrubs, so they do need vines just for helm access. So vine state is inherently solved.
True. That is true. You're not wrong. In fact, some people might even say you're right.
Yeah, that's crazy. It's like I took third for a reason or something.
Okay. Okay.
Not even a whole lot of GBs. This mushroom climb really not paying off for either runner here.
Nah. Ooh, and not picking up all the DKCBs?
Yeah, I don't know why you would leave after only collecting 3.
DK's metal is in logic, so I think it is viable that his metal could be barrels.
His metal could be barrels. Like all of their
metals in logic right now. Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks like we're gonna get our first look into the Thornvine barn here. Also, something I always forget. This always gets me. I always forget the crates here have so many items. You do not want to leave them behind. Nice little rainbow coin in one of those crates.
Also, does not look like blue is pushing to the lanky attic. I mean, to be fair, it is out of logic right now. You do technically need homing ammo for it, but it's just such a free play and a free lanky metal that I just can't see a reason to skip it.
Paper electing to leave without the 4CB item.
Yep.
Which is interesting. I really think it's barrel throwing, so I don't think your later levels here will help you with that. Ooh, Chunky's held by a Kasplat. Ooh, Chunky's held by a Kasplat and Galleon. Ooh, do you go back?
Kevin.
Is it Kevin? What I'm thinking is maybe you have Tiny, you have Lanky. Do you go to the Kasplat and Old Tower? Yeah. Is it worth risking to attempt to pull Chunky on that?
I could definitely see it as a play. I could definitely see someone stealing a race like that for sure.
Yeah, because otherwise, I guess the only other option is Kevin.
We did technically start with Spring, so with the Kong assumption, it could work. If goes that way. I mean, we do have caves, so City and caves to Spring.
Actually, just realized it cannot be the Gold Tower Kasplat because diving is not to free Kongs.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
So it is 100% Kevin, actually.
Yep.
And it can't be the Cannon Game room because that room is, in fact, locked by Chunky himself. So I'm going to pencil in Chunky being on our Kevin.
Was that a potion on the coconut cage? I did not catch the color, though.
I was writing a note down. I apologize. I did not get a glimpse at that.
I want to say it was white, but paper was kind of far.
Yeah, hopefully we'll have a second chance to glance it if blue drops down there. But we have made our way into caves. What I kind of like about this, though, is I think pushing here to get Diddy. I like Ice Slam for it just because we have no free Kong paths.
Yeah, I really like it. Either it's going to be the Ice Slam or it's going to be Lanky Metal. Could be another read.
Lanky Metal, that is possible. It is in logic right now, so we can go get it. Also, to verify, it was a clear vial on Coconut Cage.
Yep. Blue about to be disappointed because it is 10 to enter caves. He is 1 shy. She also did not finish that forest color banana, which would 100% push you over here.
Yeah. A little unfortunate, but you know, you have it hinted, you have it written down. Eventually you'll be back for those CBs. You might think like, hey, maybe I'll make it more efficient by getting everyone's medals for GBs if I need them.
Mm-hmm. And just to answer a question from the chat, the reason why it's on Kevin and not the Cannon Game Splat is because it is Chunky Kong, and we cannot access the Cannon Game Splat because that requires Chunky and his gun to get in there. Chunky cannot lock himself, and that's how we got rid of that one.
Yeah. I don't know if anyone caught the number. I know it was a shipyard outskirts scouring on paper side, but I did not catch the number on it. I want to say 2, but it might have said 1. It might have said 5,000. I don't know.
We'll get there in a moment with Blue, but
okay.
Chet is saying it was 1.
1? Okay.
Which we found, so that would be our punch.
That would be our 1 potion, which is already punched. So nothing else in outskirts. No mech fish for us today.
I mean, we thought that yesterday, and we still had the bean and a key in outskirts. So I don't know. Like, you can only go so far with that scouring.
That is true. It does only apply to potions. We do have peanuts to 5, so I guess there's still a chance Mechfish could have our key 5, for example. No, never mind. Diving is not path key 5. Ignore me.
Yeah, no, unfortunately, diving being hinted to so few things does kill off a ton of galleon checks and galleon agendas.
Yeah. I like this play from Blue, like immediately going to slam game, just seeing if this is Diddy. You just want to have your Kongs ASAP, and having Diddy while you're routing around caves is better than not having Diddy while you're routing around caves.
Yep. And this also lets you know whether or not you need to be shooting those lanky balloons or not.
Looks like we might have to. This is a banana medal and not a Kong.
Yep, but there's still a balloon in here.
So, I am liking the read that it's probably, I mean, maybe the boss, but probably, well, actually, I don't think it'd be the boss. At this point, it has to be a barrels lock boss, or it could be Mad Jack, maybe. Maybe it could be Mad Jack, I don't know. Or no, because then it wouldn't be found by Lanky.
Yeah, I mean, Lanky with Mad Jack with Lanky would go kind of hard, I won't lie to you, but I'm not the one that's going to do that.
Oh yeah, beginner settings, by the way. Mad Jack with Lanky, let's go. Yeah, but that, and if we think 4 CBs is barrels, then it couldn't be a barrels boss. And since we are at level 4, I believe this is, like, it's guaranteed this has to be your barrels boss, unless barrels is accessible in the first 2 levels, which it's not. So I think that rules out the boss. I think it just has to be Lanky Metal.
Yep, and this is another potion for Diddy to buy, which is also just big information. Glad we kind of found those early rainbow coins, because Diddy will be buying stuff the second we find them here.
Yeah, all sold by Funky, all for Diddy. I'm starting to think Funky plays favorites here. But yeah, a pretty metal heavy seed we have so far.
Yeah, I mean, these are medals are always like one of the toughest things for players to kind of learn, which is making this a bit higher level than I would probably put as, you know, the Scrubs beginner friendly seeds go typically.
Yeah, it's all, I remember when I was learning, it was always a pain. I hated medals. I was like, oh my god, it's always a pain to be like, what's in logic? What can I get? What can't I get? And then, like, especially if a path runs through the medal, then you're like, oh my god, what items did I need for that medal? Like, it can be pretty tough.
Yep, and I do like the call of skipping the boss here because it is balloon locked and we just don't even have the move. It is technically out of logic.
Yeah, at this point, I think it's pretty comfortable to say I really don't think Diddy's on the boss, so I don't think we have much of a at level 4. I don't think there's much of a reason to be checking the boss, especially since, like I said with the barrel thing, like it's going to be a barrels boss, so you probably can't even do it, even if there was
Yeah.
something on it.
Blue is only 2 Lanky CBs away from finishing Lanky Metal, so I'm really hoping that she just drops down to grab those. And we have testing to Lanky Phase as well.
Yeah. So the 7-8 path, which is probably gonna lead to something that helps in testing. We already have spring, so I'm wondering if this is like a dart. It might be a dartboard or a balloon angle.
I mean, that could work. Or it could be forest color bananas for just barrel throwing and testing only for trombone.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Separate
thinking.
paths.
But the diving and the vines paths are also path to Lanky.
Yeah, unless it's a slam lock slam. There is Diddy for paper sack on the Lanky Metal like we predicted. It's gonna feel awful if Blue leaves without that being legitimately 2 CBs away.
Are there any easy? Oh, there are no like easy Lanky CBs on this side, are there?
No, not unless you go into his igloo, but
Yeah, and we don't have trombone to enter his igloo, so yeah, you're gonna have to have the discipline to go all the way back to cabin side and get all the Lanky CBs in the water. Meanwhile, Paper is immediately going to take Diddy on a shopping spree here. That's what we got.
Yeah.
Guitar? That's a good one.
can't complain about guitar. We're down to 1 point in cave, so I wouldn't hate Paper just leaving after this. There's just no reason to be here anymore.
Yeah, I agree. There's no other unresolved hints that we have here so far. You have all the hints. Yeah, I don't think there's much of a reason to stay here. Could be a late game item, or much more likely, I just don't think it's even worth pursuing.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think we have any info on key 4 yet, which is interesting.
That is true. I'm wondering if that's because maybe key 5 is available, and the key 4 hint could be in level 6 or 7.
And I did miss it, but it is Forest Metal rewards to 1 potion, so that's whatever is hinted. As well.
I'm liking that barrels read. Electing to go back to Galleon. We do have Galleon Funky Diddy. Okay, so it's probably for another shopping spree.
I also just don't hate the treasure room again. Treasure room.
Yeah,
makes
it's
sense
not bad.
here.
Yeah, especially now that you have Diddy, it doesn't feel that bad. I also wonder, would Galleon Diddy Metal be peanut locked at this point? Or can you get that with simply diving?
You can get that with simply diving. You have the 40 by Candy, the 10 around the ship. There's 5 on the way to treasure room, and then there's 10 to Cranky. Like it's already 46.
Okay.
Peanut only locks it in once it gets above 46.
Okay. Good to know. So it wouldn't help you for key 5. And meanwhile, Blue, we see a bit of a divergence here. Blue electing to go back to Aztec. I wonder, like, I think Aztec's probably a better level if you're pursuing key 5. So maybe that's what she's kind of shooting for here, quite literally, at this balloon.
But, I mean, Ostand, you're not really going to miss that. I mean, it's just one of those moves they don't really care too much about. What is interesting is that Blue did not pick up guitar in caves either. Left caves without buying that potion at Funky. Just saw Diddy and immediately bounced. Saw a balloon in Aztec and immediately is bouncing back to Galleon.
Oh, Paper, you need... Oh, she did open the... Never mind. I thought she didn't jump through the ring, but she probably did that on the first trip. I just didn't see it. I have done that so many times. That's why I was like, no, you gotta go back.
Gotta go back.
I don't know if that's an Alta tweet, but I would add it to the Alta tweets if it was. Yeah.
And we're getting a peek. Confirm that it's not this one, which we already kind of figured out, but another rainbow coin definitely doesn't hurt.
Yeah, but getting the unfortunate news that it seems like we're gonna need coconut if we want to get chunky. But yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, if that's your motivation for going to Galleon, I kind of like it. Even though we were able to rule out that it wouldn't be that Kasplat, but you know, in the heat of the race and the heat of the moment, sometimes it's harder to do that, and you're just like Kasplat and Galleon. I know one's in logic. Should go check it.
Yeah, I mean, it's also one of those things where we're very experienced runners. These two have been playing for only a couple months, so
Yeah.
they have the heat of the moment and they just have a lot less experience. It just makes sense.
But with that being said, like I don't know what your play is here, Jim Jam. I guess Paper's probably going back to try and see if she can pull barrels. But you know, barrels isn't path to anything else. So would you be pursuing key 5, or would you kind of be trying to stay in your first 4 levels to see if you can pull an unhinted key 4?
I mean, you gotta stay in the first 4 levels. It's just really kind of difficult to determine where. Because you're really just looking for coconut at this point, right? So I would just be trying to clear as much as I can. I would maybe consider vulture shooting now that we have peanut. It makes it a lot faster.
Right.
Diving doesn't really get you much either. Really tough. Like, you have negative info all over the place. I think there might just be something stupid on an Aztec Diddy medal, because it's technically like Sphere 0 now. I think would make sense. But I'm running out of other checks.
I like Aztec Diddy Mill as well. Aztec 5-door Diddy is also pretty good. I'd be chasing Peanut super hard. I'm someone who's like, if I can get access to key 5 and I even have the potential to get access level 6 and 7, just going into there knowing that I could just get hints, even if I don't care to collect as many items there.
Yeah, I do think
can really unstick you.
Yeah, I think Aztec would be my play. I would obviously also do the peanut checks on the way, but I don't think they'd be my focus. I think I'd mostly just be full clearing just to find something. Because you know coconut's going to be available to you before key 5 is relevant. So just doing everything you can would make sense to me. It's just so weird that all of your strong moves are basically dead. Like, hard to determine where you want to go.
Yeah. We also, let's see, we still have a Scouring in Jape's Forest for 1 potion. But in the lobbies we have access to. I don't think we can do any of those checks right now.
It looks like Blue is going back to caves. Probably going to pick up guitar that she missed.
Yeah, I would not be surprised. Although, oh yeah, you don't have coconut. You need to lower the water if you want to do Diddy 5-door ship. I was just about to say, why didn't Paper do 5-door ship? But no, I'm the dummy.
Well, with guitar and now, I don't hate the play of Rafters either.
Ooh, Rafters. Oh yeah, that's a good call. Yeah, you start with Spring. Guitar's just on a shop. That's a possible candidate for something to just kind of be hidden with very little information. Could be key 4, could be coconut.
Yep. So going back here for guitar, I'm not sure where, I guess Paper just hasn't been to this side yet. Grabbing the dirt.
Yeah, it looks like she might be on her way to Rafters right now. So we might get a peek here if this is the answer, if Jim Jam is correct.
Well, I mean, I stole it from chat, so I can't take all of the credit.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. But we do not get a check of it, so who knows for the time being. Anyway, we just wanted the crate, obviously. Nothing else.
The crate for that all-important fairy.
Yep, Paper making her way back to Aztec, and we have Blue peeking the Kasplat here while she's here. I guess makes sense, but it's not like you can grab it yet. Just the GB anyway.
Eh. There's only 1 point left in caves. I would just not be worried about caves whatsoever.
I agree, but at the same time, it would have cost like 5 seconds. It's situations like this where blue is in, where you just, even if you're going to make a wrong call, you just need to keep moving. Like, standing around does not help you. You just double checking her hints though. I don't hate this. But unfortunately, there's just nothing really that hinted to either free Kongs or to key 4, which are your two like priorities at this point.
Yeah, I have a high suspicion that key 5 is probably available, and your important hints for like what you need to do next are just unfortunately locked behind level 6 and 7, which can happen. But that's where I kind of agree with you. You just kind of have to just start doing checks, start just randomly checking everything that you can that's not negatively pathed, and just see if you can pull something that's not currently hinted.
They already climbed mushroom. I also don't hate checking the mushroom the zinger bounce or the mushroom slam either, because I did find Ostan on the shop.
That's true. Not a bad play either.
Looks like blue is going to do Lanky Attic and Lanky Metal. This was something we were talking about the first trip in Forest, so I do believe this is still a good play.
Yeah. I don't know Blue's CB count since she did turn in CBs to check the boss. So hopefully she... yeah, and it turns out to not be Lanky Metal. I think it'd have to be Tiny Metal then. Well, I don't know if either of them have gotten DK's Metal either.
Yeah, I mean, if you're already up there, though, I dislike blue turning around and not at least doing the attic. It is a very fast GB, at least.
Yeah. Ooh, Coconut Shooter on Diddy's Metal.
Oh, man, I called that, actually. I will take it.
That's a fantastic pickup. That gets you Chunky. So it
Does
is
get you
possible
Chunky.
Chunky's going to be needed for Key 4, which is pretty heinous. And a slam.
That Creme
Love to
Isle, the
see
Lanky
slam.
7 is actually slam. Okay. Maybe a red slam is needed here?
I am thinking slam shenanigans. Slam, put factory as your level 7. Could explain why we have all these lanky paths.
Yeah. For sure. Paper now going back to pick up Chunky. She is now like very firmly in the lead. And blue is still,
I'd say so.
Blue is still trying to kind of figure out what's going on here. Looks like she's going to go for Diddy Metal. Which, if this is for trombone, could still be the answer. I just think barrels is more likely.
Yeah, if it is trombone, then the question is like, how is barrels shoved into these first 3 levels that we haven't found already?
Yeah, also finishing Tiny Metal here is also a pretty good pull.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it's not that, so it's seeming like it's DK Metal. And if it's not DK Metal, then I think it is basically like...
It has to be trombone at that point.
It'd have to be trombone, and we're still figuring out where the heck barrels is. Paper electing to do Kevin in high water. I hate this. I hate doing Kevin high water. It is so annoying.
There is our barrel throwing on
right.
DK Metal.
Yeah. We got barrels on blue side, and we got Chunky on paper side.
Yep. I mean,
I think yeah, blue is confirming that it is barrel as the hinted item for forest colored bananas. So that also means barrel is dead, which is nice because that basically says you can stop checking bosses.
for sure. But it also feels kind of bad to find your first potion in a minute and just be like, yeah, that's completely useless.
True. Yeah, it's always sort of like a, well, okay, I took care of that errand. Now what?
Yeah, and like I said before, at this point, I just want to see Blue doing stuff. Like, I would really like to see Lanky Attic. I would have really liked to see the Mushroom Insides with Lanky. You do not have to be perfect every time. There comes a point where you just have to rip the Band-Aid off and just keep it moving.
I believe that's
That is
our
actually
second hive tunnel to 8.
that is our second Hive Tunnel to 8 hint.
Boy, what is going on in hive tunnel?
And unlike Ooter, duplicate hints are not a thing in DK. Like, you will not find the same hint twice. These are two different items in Hive Tunnel.
Look, it'll just be, you know, let's put Port on the lower Kasplat and Gorillagon on the upper Kasplat. There, done and dusted. Easy. Don't
Yeah, easy peasy.
don't worry about Feather or Mini or needing either of those items. But Blue finding herself in Aztec. She is in the right level. Just needs to pull Aztec Diddy Metal here for Coconut. So she can go and pick up Chunky.
Yep, and there's no real hint for it either. Again, you just, in these situations where you're not sure what to do, it is far better to do random stuff than it is to just stand there.
Yeah.
Which is like one of the skills you need. If you want to get to like being a top tier runner, that is like one of the skills you have to develop. Because the amount of time I've just found the correct thing by just throwing out random bullshit is incredible. It saves me so many times.
Yeah. Electing to do vulture shooting, though, I do like this. I mean, we still have diving needing to do multiple other things. So I think it's a good check.
Yep, I agree that this is a good check. This is a... Diving is kind of weak to Lanky 7, but we could have our second slam here.
That is possible. I am also wondering, I mean, diving does get us our punch. We still have yet to find a reason why we need to use our punch.
That is true, actually.
Do punch and vines work together?
I want to say no. There is the minigame in storage that could be Vine's minigame, maybe?
Possible. I can't say no to that.
But I don't think that there's any, like, overworld overlap between Punch and Vines outside of minigame shenanigans.
Yeah, no consistent Punch and Vines interactions. I mean, speaking of Punch, it looks like Paper's kind of on the same thought, just figuring out, where are we going to use this Punch?
I mean, we also just don't have any info for Key 4, so I don't hate just clearing out Lighthouse. It's a new area. Fortunately, it does not pay out, but I mean, you can't have everything pay out all the time.
Right.
Blue forgetting that she does not have Rocket Barrel.
Womp womp. That's fine. She might be pushed to go to Diddy 5 door, which I'm interested in. Because I'm believing more and more that our Key 5 is just sort of somewhere lightly locked by Peanut.
True. I mean, I could see Japes being our level 5 and Peanut getting Key 5 in there as well.
That is... Well, so the reason I don't like that is that then Key 5 is locked by Key 4, and us not having a Key 4 hint at this point, when I think we have had access to all of our hint doors, is, I don't think that's possible, technically. You are guaranteed at least one key path hint, and it can't be locked by the key itself.
And that is Coconut for Blue, who's not going to go pick up their Chunky. And meanwhile, Paper picked up Strong Kong off of the punch chest. Now do Vines and Strong Kong intersect anyway?
Well, Vines and Strong Kong intersect at the barn, but we've already checked the barn.
Yeah. But I like doing all these punch checks. They just make a ton of sense. They're all very fast.
Yeah, even for GB count. I mean, we're still sitting at we got like 6 blueprints to turn in, 18 GBs. Like, we're just hitting the halfway there mark.
Yeah.
I'd still be doing a lot of these quick blueprints and GBs, especially since we have no idea what the B locker for level 4 is going to be. So, just want to be as prepared as possible.
Yep. Blue also opting to kill Kevin in high water.
Yeah, I always lower the water here. Killing Kevin in high water is just just very annoying. I kind of hate that it's in logic.
I always kill Kevin in high water, and every time I think to myself, man, I really should have lowered the water first.
Yeah.
That is Chunky Kong for Bluey here.
So, yeah, now they're basically, I mean, outside of paper not having barrels, they're kind of at the same point of the seed right now.
Yeah, I mean, there's... Instead of barrels, paper has the slam and strong Kong. To take that as you will. I believe blue should have peaked the strong Kong on our way to caves. But these are new runners. I don't like to place any guarantees.
Yeah, I know it was the potion was rendered on blue's screen, but I have always been a victim of I'm jumping off, I'm using that time to look at my note sheet, and I'm not going to even see what's in the coconut cage, so that's very possible.
We have
paper
turning...
coming back to Aztec. I'm really, like, personally, I'm still just really suspicious of Diddy 5 door for key 5.
Yeah, I mean, the play just makes a ton of sense. I would also probably check the coconut checks just to see if they might go to key 4. Like,
That is true. I agree. You probably don't leave any stone unturned here.
So Donkey 5 door, Donkey Metal, the sand tunnel, the sand bridge to splat, all make a ton of sense. But blue, just being very uncertain, looks to be checking Galleon Ball. I don't think I like, but I like it better than just standing around waiting for inspiration to hit.
And there's our key 5. It was indeed in Diddy 5 door.
Perfect. It looks like we're just gonna get a peek at our 7th level here. Very unlikely that...
levels. We'll see if this is factory. I think this is going to be factory 7. Indeed, it is. So we are going to need red slam, very likely.
Yep. Still love this check on the punch box. Makes a ton of sense. Doesn't really pay out, but, you know, I still enjoy the read. Will we see how much it costs to enter, though?
Was that 16?
I think that's a 16 to enter.
What? That is so low. Also, Galleon
Yeah.
CDs to 4. This is why I'm like, go get your key 5, even if it's like out of logic. But that is our highest B locker, is only 16. That is insane.
Yep, good luck. All the levels are in logic now. Godspeed.
Well, another thing you can kind of put on your checklist here is you can go get that port micro whenever you want.
Yeah,
now
absolutely.
that you have access to all the levels, that is definitely like on my to-do list.
Personally, I think I would save it until after I do the Hive Tunnel Kasplats, because there are 2 E8 hints there. But it is a good thing to remember for sure.
Even with that, I feel like even if it says, hey, Kasplat Japes, then I can already pencil in, okay, one of those like Kasplats is probably my port, then I can start solving the seed while doing other stuff.
True, we have RNG to 6-8 length.
I do not like how many of these paths have lanky phase on them.
Trombone's super locked. I mean, at this point, once you have key 6, you might even just wait to chase Trombone to get the micro hint.
I'm thinking that it's probably just due to Red Slam, but well, at this point I'm really thinking it's dartboard, which would require a lot of things, seeing as it's level 7 factory.
That is a very fair read. But Paper is taking the lead here and is running with it. There is our Gorilla Gone in factory shops.
Let's go. That takes one key 8 item out of the equation. We are still missing Bongo and Triangle, as well as Monkey Port for key 8. And knowing that 2 of those things are inside Hive, that's basically just means that Vines has to somehow lead to our last key 8 item. Either that or Vines leads to Featherbow, and Featherbow is going to be needed for one of the Hive items.
Yep.
Actually, Vines leading Featherbow might not be the worst read if it's dartboard.
No, that is not a bad read. I believe we see Blue about to pick up her Strong Kong here.
Another green potion. Factory was the play. You'll love to see Pineapple Launcher, even though that's the one green. Actually, no, we don't need Hunky, but I don't know. Pineapple's a good potion to pick up, even if you don't know if you need it or not.
That'd just be very fast GBs, yeah.
Oh yeah, Blue on her side, picking up Strong Kong. I'm wondering if Blue might stumble into key 4 since we know Galleon CBs are past the 4.
I can definitely see it being possible. I believe the other 3 are across the vines there. I definitely like just doing this because you're already so close.
Oh, indeed. Yep. Galleon Chunky Metal for key 4.
So Blue getting the first peek into level 5. Very different paths here from our 2 runners. Aztec Diddy Metal Waff, that was our Coconut.
That was indeed Coconut. Which we at least needed for Chunky, and Chunky's used in Helm. So, ooh, Bongo's just sitting in R&D. Okay. And that has to be our key 6, 8, and Lanky thing?
Yeah. What was that 5-door temple hint for? I missed the what key
I saw 5-door
to
5.
5-door to 5? Yeah, okay.
That's a pretty good hint, because you're going to see 5-door to 5, Peanut to 5. That should take you right there. Oh, and
Factory
that
Fairy
pineapple
number
is
game.
Waff.
Pineapple Waff. It could just be for... No, it can't be for Chunky Underground, because barrels are dead.
Now, there's always the possibility... There's always the possibility it's just a pineapple game in Helm.
That is true. This also does mean that Castle has to be our level 6. We have seen every other level.
Very true.
Always interesting when they take very different paths like this. We see Hunky Chunky on Blue's end, sitting right there in Lowlands. And we see Greenhouse as Way of the Horde.
Greenhouse and Blue needs to pick up one of the slams. That won't really hit Paper that badly because she's already got one of the 2 slams, but Castle being level 6, that's a Blue slam lock, so just gotta remember that that slam on Creme Isle. Hopefully gets picked up.
I don't even hate full clearing out Japes here. Both of them are still pretty low on GBs, so just Japes has a ton of fast GBs.
Yeah. Ooh, there's our Featherbow. Which is punch lock, so I like the odds of Featherbow being the reason why punch is Waff.
Your call on the dartboard is looking better and better here.
Yeah, it could be that, or it could just be for Hive Tunnel access. If it's not these 2 Kasplats.
Very true. They still do have it punched to Lanky 7, so maybe not just for Key 8.
And turns out neither of the Kasplats have anything.
That is messed up.
I also did not catch the hint on Paper's side. She just saw the hint door in storage. Oh yeah, we're also gonna probably need Mini. Well, it might be Hunky. No,
Well,
you'll
no,
need
there's
Mini
two
for
items.
one of the checks. Yeah, that's true. So we are going to need Mini. Oh, is the R&D Kasplatwath? Oh, okay. That's funny. Right after you go pick it up. So it does seem like we're going. Feather is at least explained because of Hive Tunnel. Pineapple, we still don't really have a known reason why we would need that yet. Obviously, Paper doesn't know it's Wath, and Blue doesn't know what the item is on the the Wath factory ferry. So both of them not having complete information on that, but I'm starting to wonder if maybe how many points do we have left in Forest? Just one?
Yes, just one.
Okay. So maybe checking the shop there is not the best idea.
Oh yeah, and a bit late, but happy 1 hour mark. Still like Paper's position a bit more here. I think it's gonna be much easier to find key 4 than it is to recover that key 5 and all of the factory potions.
Yeah, plus being able to go through these levels with Pineapple is just sort of... Pineapple and Feather as well. Like it's a bit of a treat. Although, I think she might be able to get one of the 2 potions in Hive Tunnel, but she's going to at least need to also find Mini to avoid a return trip in Japes.
This race is definitely not over yet, but I do think the advantage has to go to Paper Sack right now. Paper pulling Sniper off of the Tiny Metal.
Sniper to key 4! Except it can't be because Castle's not in our first 4 levels.
Yeah.
Although she left Galleon without picking up anything. Or, no, she must have got it. Okay. That cannon is only there if you pick up key 4. I just did not see her picking up key 4.
Yeah, she also grabbed key 4.
Lowlands to 8. That could be the Hunky Chunky we saw.
I think it's likely the Hunky Chunky we saw.
Yeah, because it matches up with Hive Tunnel pretty well. Just seeming like that bonus barrel's probably got something for us.
Yeah, could also be a 2% minigame in Helm. You never know.
I guess that's also true.
It's just at a weird point where both runners have things the other one needs at the moment.
Yeah.
But I do think it's just the clear advantage for Paper. I don't see much reason to give Blue any real credit outside of barrel throwing. But there's only so many places barrel throwing can be.
Yeah. Although that's to say, I don't think the seed is nearly solved yet, and B, I don't think one runner has anything that the other runner can't really figure out at this point, or would have a hard time figuring out. So it's definitely still a race. I don't think we're really going to be able to tell who's likely to win here until both slams show their faces.
For sure. I will also just take a moment and shout out everyone that made this possible. Shout out to the runners, Blue Roses for you and Paper Sack, as well as our trackers, Rubixkyoob and someone. Also, thank you to Sky Goro for being the restreamer for the day, and thank you, of course, to K-Man, who is co-commentating with me.
Yeah, and thanks to Jim Jam for co-commenting, because I've been up since 5 a.m. and be hard to solo this, but I've got a good co-pilot. But yeah, still churning away at checks here. At least Paper will have the ability to get into Hive Tunnel, and if we see something on this bonus barrel, then we at least have one of our things down. Ooh, treasure to 7 Lanky.
Treasure 7 Lanky.
Maybe something with the other slam?
Could be the other slam. Definitely feels like it's going to be the mini monkey, maybe? No, can't be the mini monkey. Slam
Could be
makes
the-
the most sense.
Ooh, this is a pineapple minigame. Ugh.
All right, well, we got 45 seconds to kill on Paper's end. There will not be any updates.
Is this why pineapples waff? It's for a minigame? That's cruel. That's
And
so
the worst part
mean.
is that you can't even cheese the mini game. You can't do it with a different Kong.
Yeah. And like pineapple launcher, there's a thing where like I don't know where the projectiles spawn relative to your character, but it's different with each character and weapon. And the pineapple launcher is so far in front of Chunky. Like to the point where an enemy can walk right up to you and then they all have the slowest attack animation, but anytime you attempt to shoot at them, it spawns a projectile behind them so it doesn't hit them. It's very frustrating. If you have the option, I recommend going into those mini games with someone like Diddy, or I don't even think Tiny's that bad. I know people say like her gun doesn't do that much damage, but just the fact that it spawns so close to you, I think is way more important than doing damage.
Yeah, I mean, like, you want it in extra hard mode, go in there with Lanky, because then you have the low damage and the far projectile spawn. It's actually so bad that it's not even logical to do that minigame with Grape Shooter. But we do find Monkey Port there. It is very likely Triangle is sitting right there in the beehive itself.
There was a green potion on the stump.
Was there a green potion on the stump?
Yeah.
That's Triangle then, never mind. And we see Blue pick up Baboon Blast in Diddy.
On the Diddy timed, I don't really have strong reason to believe that's needed for anything.
I don't either, but it is nice to know that your last two potions are just in Hive and you can leave Japes and not have any worries at all.
Yeah. So Blue now operating off that key 5 hint. Gonna go and try and pick up key 5. Hopefully between that and the peanut hint, she'll know that it's just in Diddy 5 door.
Yep. It's really hard. You have it pretty much spelled out for you in the hints. I know Blue, she is a good enough runner to piece this together. Do not hate checking the donkey one too while you're here. Just try to find whatever. Again, both of them do need a good bit more GBs. Looks like Paper's at 27 with 8 blueprints, so 35 total. So still needs 15 more. Blue's sitting at 30 GBs and 9, so 39 total. So it actually looks like Blue has an advantage on the total GB count.
Yeah.
To make up for the progression difference. And a lot of the progression difference right now is legitimately just a factory level exploration.
Yeah, I would be interested, if Blue goes Castle first, then there's a chance that she could pull Mini and she could basically batch her entire Japes trip into one trip, which would save her some time.
Yep. And if you see Castle, you're doing it because you have the... Okay. So both of them already have 5 fairies. We don't have to stress that much.
Fair enough, but God, my gag reflex on that just showing up.
Also, just a very... I would probably have checked the Kasplatin Castle lobby before hopping in here as well. Just something very quick. We know greenhouse is something, so I wouldn't be shocked to see blue rush that.
Yeah, I mean, that might be the only reason you need to come to castle, to be honest. I'm trying to think, like, where are we still missing that we need? We still need Rocket Barrel. We still need Trombone and this entire, like, mess of a path.
We need to do bongos checks for key 6.
Right. I wonder if a caves visit is just sort of in order for that. Bongos is used quite a bit there.
I'm actually wondering if it's going to be grab in greenhouse for factory lobby bongos for key 6.
That could work, I think. That could work. I'll pencil it in.
Yeah. It's definitely not the best saving grace. Grab's pretty useless in scrubs, but it is a potential path for key 6 here.
Storage and arcade to 1 potion. We did find that potion. That was Featherbow on the dirt. Good to know there's not going to be anything else there. No Diddy storage barrel then. Unless it's a key on that, I guess.
Yep, and you gotta buy this banana. Again, both of them... I guess that's Blue's... what, 42nd? She is getting there. Might start over-collecting soon.
Yeah, it's always... It feels like a... It's almost sort of like a double-edged sword when you start running out of GBs you can collect, because it's good thinking time when you're just sitting in the shop. And when you're like, oh, I'm like at 50, suddenly you lose like all that thinking time.
Yeah.
And it's still seeming like we still have quite a bit of the seed to go. Still gotta find Red Slam wherever that is. Ooh, 5-door to 6-8 lanky. That is interesting. I wonder if that's your grab. Maybe you're onto something here.
Yeah, did we? I don't think we found a potion at 5-door temple. Is that why Pineapple's Wath?
Pineapple's at least Wath for that chunky mini game in Japes.
Yeah.
But that could be another reason. But we're gonna get a look here at what is on the greenhouse check. It is a blue potion. This cannot be Trombone. There's no way this is Trombone. So it's either Sprint or I'm wondering if it's Balloon for Treasure Room. Because I don't think either of them peaked Lanky side of Treasure Room.
Yeah, we already peaked Lanky 5-doors, so... Red minigame probably looking a little less likely right now.
It is indeed Balloon. So I'm liking Lanky Balloon for going back to Treasure Room.
Yeah, I just mean, I feel like you probably should have peeked Treasure Room Lanky side when you were peeking the Diddy side. Because at that point you were just kind of desperate to find any lead for Key 4. Or Coconut.
Yeah, if they know that you can backflip with Tiny and then tag to Lanky to grab up there. Because we did have Spring to at least peek Diddy side.
And we have Paper also in Castle right now and choosing to go underground first, finding Chimpy Charge. Which is probably not going to be useful here.
Yeah. That's at least our second point off of Castle, so only one other thing in Castle left to possibly find. The only issue about going underground first is underground is foolish.
Yeah, underground is
so you're
foolish.
Probably not going to find much here.
Also, you probably just want to grab the Wath
Grab
potion.
the known Wath, yeah.
Yeah.
Just work off that.
I also just don't know how to feel about Blue climbing Castle all the way to the top. I really think you need to do too many more random checks with how much you've collected.
Yeah, this is sort of the point where like the last resource that I think is worthwhile here is hints, and just trying to work towards a solve. It's like the more hints in the seed that you have, and especially the scrubs, the less likely that you're gonna have to search for unhinted things. Oh, and here's our last point, actually, just both in shops, I guess.
Yeah, this is one of those plays that I don't. Rocket
No
barrel.
hint on that, but you'll love to see it.
Yep. This is one of those plays where climbing castle is something that I like doing early. If castle's like level 1, level 2. But like level 6, it becomes a harder path. It just takes too long and you just need to start solving the seed. You can't just keep doing random stuff. Like, grabbing hints is just far more important than grabbing random TVs.
Yeah, at this point, I'd just be running to all my hints and just grabbing them. And
outer to
like wait
one
until you
potion.
have.
Wait,
wait until you
outer to
have all the
one
hints.
potion. So returning the banana fairies has to be a key. I think returning the banana fairies is our key 7.
That is right. We already have picked up something on Outer Isle. We already picked up Vine Swinging on Outer Isle, so I'm wondering if it's key 6 on returning the banana fairies. I think
key
all
6
this
makes more sense, yeah.
Yeah, all the
6 and 8 go to the same spot.
Yeah.
Okay, I can buy that. This is Blue's favorite check is true, but there comes a point where you just... The point is to go fast and not to just do your favorites. This is a race after all.
Yeah. It's like when Salzer always tries to convince me to do Aztec Linky matching game.
Yeah.
And then he calls me a dishonorable person if I don't do it. Which I think is just a ploy to try to get me to lose time.
I mean, you should do it more often when I'm in the race room.
No. It's always a ploy. It's never matching game.
Always matching game. Don't believe the lies.
People try to tell you this just so that they can get a couple minutes on you. I don't care if there's a yellow potion, it's not coconut. I guess the one nice thing about being throw in Castle is that I don't think that rocket is hinted so far. And between the two runners, I think they've both gotten all the hints, so... Have they gotten all the hints?
I believe there might be 1 or 2 still missing.
I'm not sure if Paper climbed production, so if there's a hint door up there, she might not have gotten that one.
I mean, I agree with not climbing prod yet, to be fair.
Well, counterpoint. This is looking like a kind of disgusting seed for the number of things we need. So I might do it simply for the hint door. Because, like, the slam hint might actually be worth its weight in gold here.
I suppose. We have so many things left that have, like, 1 point left. So many levels like that. Do you think we're running out of stuff, of course?
Yeah. I mean, after this castle trip, Blue's still gonna have to do a trip into factory. I would not be surprised if that's her next thing to do, just to kind of get all your first passes of levels out of the way, get all your hints to work with.
Might as well,
Paper,
yeah.
on the other hand, I wonder if she's gonna read to go into treasure room and check Lanky's side. Because I would bet that's why. Well,
I
guess
see them thinking hype chest and just putting up the treasure room as well. I do
Yeah,
think that it is Lanky's side, but it is very easy to be like, I want to wait till I have any.
Yeah, I was gonna say the other probably good play is to try 5-door. You do have every gun, so you're gonna be able to find whatever items in there. And if it is Mini Monkey, then you feel a lot more comfortable going to treasure room.
Yeah. Also, always glorious to see the drop and scoff coalition.
Yeah. Although knowing barrels is pathless, it's very likely that you wouldn't need trough at that point, but at least you know that you won't be searching for Mad Jack.
And we see both of them returning to Aztec.
I mean, the 5-door temple hint is pretty juicy. 6'8", Lanky Kong. That is, I think that's our
True.
mini monkey, and definitely something you kind of want to be carrying around.
Definitely for blue, I would have been more interested to check out the unexplored level 7 with the factory hints that she's received so far. Because I think she only has Donkey 5-door temple left, which I believe.
Oh, true. Blue doesn't have the other guns. That makes this a lot more of a gamble.
Yeah. But it is the biggest mega path, so I kind of also get it. I don't think we found the testing area to Lanky Phase, which should be our trombone. Probably on the dartboard or ferry, like you mentioned earlier.
Yeah, still thinking that. Oh, it was in Donkeys. It's Gorilla Grab. So I think you're right.
Yes.
It's just Bongo Pad
factory
on
level.
Isles. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll pencil in Mini Monkey there on the Bongo Pad. And then after that, that would put Key 6 on returning the Banana Fairies. I'm going for a solve here, Jim Jam. Don't try and curse me with some terrible logic that I'm just not considering right now.
Yeah.
Treasure Room could be our other slam. So put that on like Lanky Gold Tower. And then at that point we have everything for Trump. Where's Key 7?
Key 7 might be trombone lock. Yeah.
No, because we have
No, because it's only the Lanky Face right.
yeah.
It might be mini locked. Could we do like it can't be mini locked. We'd be out of slam stuff to do. This factory would be done.
Oh, you're right. So it can't even be red slam locked. Oh, I don't think it's slam. I don't think it's red slam in Treasure Room then.
That doesn't add up.
It was indeed Key 6 on BFI. So that's a big relief. We'll see if Paper also goes back to Japes to go pick up that green potion, which we think is
Wait.
Triangle on the Stump.
Wait, no, I think I'm miscounting. I think it could be Key 7 also in factory. It should be 6 items, right? Gone, pineapple, bongos, feather, trombone, and 7.
Yeah, plus I think on Paper's tracker there's 2 points left, so you remove trombone, then yeah. Okay, then maybe it is Key 7 on just a random red slam
Well,
check.
I mean, papers would just be trombone and Key 7 and factory, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, that's probably the solve then. That would be my guess.
I like it.
There's going to be no other way the sea could ever throw a curveball at us. So at this point, like, we have definitely like seen way too far in the a lot farther in the future than I would even think of being possible while running the game. So it'll be interesting to see how quickly the runners kind of come to that conclusion that the rest of the seed might. You have answers for the rest of the seed here. I think maybe once Paper finds what's in Treasure Room, she might be comfortable enough to know to at least go to testing with Red Slam to pull trombone.
Yeah, I do think it's one of those things that, as a runner, I'm like, okay, the next step is here, and then I can focus on the stalls a bit more after that. Let me see what this is first. But as a commentator, like, we don't have the luxury of playing the game, so we need to keep our minds occupied, which we can do by diving a bit deeper than what you probably would do normally. Because I do think I don't see a way that there is a curveball outside of this.
Well, I mean, could always be that factory doesn't give us key 7. Could always be factory gives us, I don't know, saxophone?
I mean, sure. For what, like, tiny cabin E7?
Oh, and here's how Vines gets... I forgot about the Vines issue, but here's how Vines is tied into key 7 and Lanky.
Okay, yeah, this makes sense. I mean, I was talking about a Vines minigame from minute 1, so I feel validated right now.
Yeah, it had to be somewhere, I guess. That's probably our red slam. It is indeed our red slam.
Yup.
Meanwhile, blue is still just kind of going through factory. There are 6 points in factory, so I kind of understand the desire to do checks here.
Well, blue doesn't know that Bongos is Wath yet, so she's also checking this grab check. I think it makes sense.
Oh, yeah, that's true. You know, that's a good call.
Because there's 2 grab checks in the whole game. It's one of the 2. Like, I don't hate checking this. It's a 50-50. She will lose the 50-50, but you gotta take your shot, right?
I guess, and especially with the perspective of, you know, R&D is path hinted to the exact same path that grab is. Like, you think this is so likely?
Yeah, it just makes complete sense. Paper Sack opting to do number game before doing,
I think it could be this, because I think Minnie and Feather have both played a part in getting Slam. Am I right about that? Maybe I'm not right.
I don't think so. Because they didn't play a part in the Red Slam, and Blue Slam was just Diddy Metal, which was Fear Zero.
Oh, wait, Bongos isn't to 7, so Minnie... It can't be Dartboard. I think it's exactly this, actually. Hey, never mind, it's not Dartboard. My bad. It is probably just number game.
Yeah, that is fair.
Great counting, everyone. 1, 2, 7, 5, 4,205, 78, 16. I did it.
Nope, it's Dartboard.
It can't be Dartboard, though. Bongo locks Minnie. Bongo's not to 7. Oh, wait, no, Bongo doesn't need to be 7. My bad, my bad.
Yeah, we're looking for Lanky. We're looking for T-Bone here.
Yeah, just T-Bone. Okay. Yes, it could be Dartboard.
Prod probably has her Q7.
Yeah, Blue still needs to find Feather. It is right behind her on that dirt patch. I'm sure she'll stumble into it. Like, she's still probably, like, wondering why Punch is Wath. Because I think that's the only reason.
Yeah. I mean, you're also just checking your shops first, which I can't hate. You're just checking your Sphere Zeros.
Yeah.
I've seen both of them walk up here, and, like, they just don't have the slam.
Well, they're trying to get Lanky's medal, I guess.
I suppose.
Look, it's not an Alta tweet until you attempt to slam, okay?
That's fair.
And Blue picking up her Feather Bow. She'll be able to pick up both items in Hive Tunnel with 1 trip. And we'll see if it's not dartboard, but it could be the ferry. It is indeed the ferry. That is probably our T-bone.
Yep.
Which I think... Now the question is if Paper understands that, like, it could be any slam check for key 7. I guess that was one nice thing about number game is that could have been key 7, but there are a lot of slam checks in factory, so I think you just kind of have to full clear factory here looking for key 7.
Yeah, and once Paper finds key 7, that will be her go mode. So it's just one of those things where as the runner, you can never know how far along your opponent is.
Yeah, she left, so she's gonna have to get the inspiration later to come back to factory, because
I wonder if she thinks that she already has key 7 and is just going to go get triangle for go mode.
I guess that's possible. I'm a little worried, like, with all these key 7 and lanky path hints, because we needed red slam, if you just kind of accidentally have the thought that trombone leads to 7, like we had briefly, that is possible, but we'll see. I mean, if you study your notes here and you're like, oh yeah, key 7 stops at red slam, maybe you'll go back and just say, like, let's just check all of factory. Put something in production. Put it on, please don't put it on twirl barrel, but any other red slam check.
Yeah, I mean, I see blue climbing prod here for the hints. Not very helpful.
Factory Funky Chunky. What do we get on Factory Funky Chunky? Oh, that was Gorilla Gone. Yeah, okay. Yep, a no info hint there. Yeah, and Paper after picking up triangle, going right back to factory.
Ooh, I don't know if I like blue going back to Japes here, because she still is missing Mini Monkey on that treasure room barrel.
Or on the bongo pad, Isles bongo pad.
Oh, right, the bongo pad.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll be a little unfortunate. She could have batched this into one trip, but she'll have to make 2. Meanwhile, we are on Slam Switch Roulette. Which one's going to be key 7? Okay, just get it on the first one. Fine.
Yep. This is just this is just Paper's race, and I mean, it just makes sense. Paper's been ahead for the past hour, so it's just everything's adding up.
Yeah, and part of it is just I like the decision to sort of just get your key 5, because it was seeming like your key, like it basically answered your key 4, and you got an early the early factory trip, I think, just kind of ended up working out. I don't know if you had the info to know to go to factory like first thing, but picking up your bongo, picking up pineapple, picking up feather, like, I guess you just know based off the points that going into factory was a good idea, and it definitely paid off.
Yeah. I mean, it's also one of those things where I think even if you don't go into factory first, even if you stick around and find key 4 like Blue did, I don't necessarily hate that play either. But even before then, like, Paper was just slightly ahead, finding Coconut, finding Chunky. She already had a couple-minute lead.
Yeah. Now, to be fair, Paper has yet to pick up barrels.
That is true, but there's only so many spots barrels could be in.
Yeah.
She already has everything in Galleon, I believe. She has 2 more points in Forest, one being barrels, one being whatever else is in there, and 1 more point in Aztec. It has to be somewhere in there, and it can't be Diddy or Chunky locked.
Yeah, and she hopefully knows that her... I mean, if you look at the dimmed hints, you'd see that Forest CBs is still not resolved. So hopefully that'd be kind of the first place you go.
Yeah. That is key 7 for paper.
And we'll see if she just... no, she... okay. I thought she was about to enter forest, but no, she's gonna just dump blueprints.
Yeah.
Which if she dumps everything, she's at 47. You could probably get away with going into Helm with 47 and hope that there are 3 GBs in Helm.
Probably. I still would have probably chased down the forest color bananas first. See if you can't know if you get anywhere blueprints or GBs. But very strong performance from paper here.
Yeah. This was kind of a marathon of a seed, just with everything leading. Like when Red Slam is involved, that always tends to be the case. Because I think we're only going to be like 3 potions short of having everything.
Oh, I believe 4, and being.
Oh, yeah, I can't count. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
There's also the
Helm
question: what's in Helm?
Yeah, what's in Helm? Is it being on a Helm Fairy?
Text bean to 55755 if you think it's the bean in Helm. Vote now. Yeah, paper coming back into forest. That she has a lock on.
Yeah.
Finding barrels here.
I mean, I'm trying to figure out what Blue's doing here.
Yeah, I'm not really sure. She has to put together the bongo and the grab. I wonder if like she was so certain that like grab was gonna lead to mini in R&D that the bongo's just absolutely thrown her off.
Yeah, but she did just find minis on the bongo pad, so
she got mini. My bad.
Yeah. But she doesn't have red slam, so this is the correct read, but you need your slam.
Oh, she is about to alta tweet. If she slams, it's an alta tweet. No!
Alta tweeting live on air.
Live on air alta tweet. There it is. It's official. Stamped even.
I mean, you have to figure out that balloon wath is just not solved yet. Lanky gold tower just makes a ton of sense.
Plus, you have the treasure room path in, and I don't think we found anything in treasure room prior to third slam.
Yeah, I mean, I also just don't hate. Now that you have Mini Monkey, I don't hate just ripping treasure room and just clearing it. Right?
Yeah, that's true. At this point, you're just like, regardless of what it is or where it is, I'll be able to pull it because I have all the items. Paper, unfortunately, ripping all the metals that are not DK metal. This is the hard thing about like leaving your barrels behind or your vines, is that sometimes it's hard to remember like which items are actually eligible to find my barrel throwing or my vine swinging.
I mean, on the plus side, it is indeed a Trophenscoff bullish, so you don't even have to worry about balls.
That is true. Once again, I think that's not the first time she's attempted to hit Warp 1 and has been sadly disappointed by the fact that she did not tag it here.
We've all been there.
Oh, it's happened to me so many times, especially when I'm like, oh, yep, I'm done with this level. I'm never coming back, just to do the walk of shame back to the level. And it looks like Blue is coming back to Japes. I mean, she has to do this anyway to go pick up Triangle. So she's kind of stumped on the treasure room. This buys her a little bit of time to think about it. I don't know how close paper is to the DK medal here. She gets this balloon. It should be good to go. And there we are. Barrel throwing.
Barrel throwing for paper. This is...
We'll do a victory grab on the 3 switch there to celebrate before heading off to Helm.
Yeah, overall
Victory
pretty quick seed. For it being, for how many moves were needed. A lot of stuff could have gone wrong that just went kind of right for paper here.
Yeah, it's like someone kept the chef in line here. I'm not gonna take credit for that, but
We didn't have some insane cooks happening.
I did my best, okay? There's only so much one man can do. There's only so much one man can cook.
We're just lucky that it was 11th hour returning the banana fairies, and both runners had decided to collect fairies up to that point.
I think they both kind of took the lesson from yesterday.
Yeah, learn through other people's hardships. I can understand that.
That's the way to do it. Why learn it through your own pain when you can learn it through someone else's?
Yeah, I think Kong Fuchsia said that. A wise ape he was. Blue deciding to check hype chest for the fans.
Yep, we know it's the wrong answer, but honestly, this late into the seed, your brain's kind of fried. I think you just see Pro Wath and you just kind of forget about it sometimes.
Yeah, I think the well, I guess you'd mostly be reading into the balloon wath, but there's been so much going on. Sometimes you just kind of forget that that you have an outstanding wath on balloon that you don't have an answer to.
It's just so easy to forget. Like, out of all the moves that you care about, balloon is like bottom tier.
Now, does Paper know she's in go mode?
She should, but maybe not. Maybe
I don't
she
think
just
she's
wants
missing
to...
anything, right?
No, she's not.
Maybe she wants one more GB because then she could turn in the remaining blueprints and just have 50. But like, it's so unlike. Well, look, saying as a guy who's been burned by this multiple times, it is so unlikely that there's not 1 GB in Helm that it's generally worth the risk. Just kind of go into Helm and hope that you can pull 50th GB.
You have four instruments. Like, you have what, 6 chances at least? 7?
7 with the battle arena, yeah.
8, 9 with the, or 8 with the fairy. Like, you just have so many chances. It just doesn't make sense to hold out this long, in my opinion. But she pulls the GB. She's immediately rushing Helm. This is just her her race to win at this point.
Although interesting that she went out of her way to get a GB and then doesn't turn in the blueprint she had. But whatever, she's on her way. She'll get there. 2 GBs, I think there's gonna be plenty of opportunities to get up to 50 in Helm. And meanwhile, Blue has found her red slam, so she is headed back into factory. Just needs to do number game for T-Bone and that's our sprint, I guess. That's the only blue potion we haven't seen.
Yeah, I mean,
preparing for the I guess preparing for the I would say preparing for the Helm 2%, but Lanky is not doing a room in Helm.
I mean, okay. We take those.
maybe there's a special K rule phase where Lanky has to sprint around the arena to make him dizzy before doing the whole trombone thing.
You can sprint in Lanky phase to get to the trombone pads faster.
True. I wish that was real.
The amount of times I've been like a second off.
Dude, this dartboard.
There's a reason we call it the bad hit detection wheel in the community. It is I kind of wish I understood how it worked because it is not intuitive.
Well, that's the whole reason for the feather rework and why the feathers shoot out at such a weird angle is to make it more consistent. But man, it's still not 100% there probably. But it does feel a lot better now than it did in like season 3.
Was the feather rework more than just changing the animation? The sprite animation?
Yes, it actually changed like it changed the angle that the feather shoots out so that the hit is more aligned with where your crosshair is.
Oh. Interesting. I did not even know that. Especially in first person, I'm not really sure what angle it shoots out at.
Like it used to shoot like straight, so like the end point of the feather would hit the end target. Now it's like kind of vertical. But that is trombone for blue. She now just needs to find. She has red slam to key 7. She can piece it together. She won't be too far behind paper, but this is still paper's almost done helm. She'll be a helm behind essentially.
Yeah, but she still has a batty barrel bandit to get through.
We did see paper struggle on this minigame earlier, so
yeah, this minigame
chance to recover.
Dude, this minigame is so annoying. I don't know how often it's happened to you, but sometimes like I'll hit A and it won't stop on the next one. It will go past the next one to go to the one like past that. It is so annoying. I don't even know what causes it.
This minigame is why I stopped doing bonus barrels for GBs. I was just like, no, I'm done.
This was the straw. And with that, I believe Helm is deactivated. So Paper just needs to scramble 2 GBs. I don't think either of the rooms had GBs for her.
Yep, but will one of the rooms have the bean? That is the question.
That is the question. We are still missing our single point in Helm. All right, we got 1 GB on Diddy Room. Oh, and Blue is stuck in the number game. I think there's like tiny gaps in the collision on that number game. So if like you slam in just the right like seam, you can accidentally fall through.
Yeah, especially if it's like right as it's going down, not 100% solid. But overall, this is going to be a pretty close race.
Yeah,
I don't even hate
that big of a difference here. I mean, it seems like Blue is about to stumble upon key 7 right here after checking this.
Yeah. I don't even hate the Lanky check either. No stand wasn't hinted at all, so.
Yeah, it was just in a shop unseen. As well.
Yeah. Yep, checking. Don't think Punch was no, Punch was hinted to 7, so this makes sense as well.
Yeah, and even though Punch was already solved Wath for the Featherbow. Oh no, we are looking for a key. I was about to say there's a storage and arcade scouring, but obviously I'd be wrong because we've already proven that key 7 is in storage and arcade.
Yeah, unfortunately the Diddy pad with vines is not one of the easiest spots, so she does know that it is red slam locked. But her ordering here makes sense to me as a runner. Kind of save that for later. Doing prod first. I was expecting key 7 and prod, so I can't actually fault blue for having the same thought.
Yeah, I think the only one that you might be able to rule out is the tiny production, just because an unhinted twirl at this point would probably be unlikely. But I think all the other ones, like Bring, we have no info for. O-Stand, we have no path info for. Chunkies is just slam locked.
Even
So
tinies, I don't even hate checking tinies and just being like, yeah, this is gonna cost me 5 seconds, right? Like,
yeah. Yeah, I don't hate it either. It's just unfortunate luck of the draw here that I think it's going to be actually the last slam check that she does.
honestly, I could see someone just forgetting the check exists. It's kind of out of the way. You kind of do it when you fall out from R&D and then you forget about it after.
Yeah.
But this is a relatively clean, lanky phase from Paper Sack here.
Yeah, she did throw that one banana into the audience, but other than that, very clean.
Dude, it was a banana for the fans, you know?
A banana for the fans. That's Lanky's signature wrestling move. He throws a banana into the audience and then does a pile driver.
Yeah, just flexing on K-Roll.
Looking out for audience potassium levels. True. Lanky thinks about the people.
Looks like Blue is about to find her key 7. Unfortunately, by the time she gets the key 7, Paper will be done. So essentially, one Hellman, K-Roll behind. Scrubs, it's probably, what, 7-ish minutes?
Yeah, 2 home rooms, 2 K-Rule phases. Lanky and Diddy, which are also very fast, generally, so...
Maybe closer to 5.
I think your original estimate of 7 to 8 is about right.
Yeah. All depends on how well Blue can execute.
Yeah. Funny thing is, like, Lanky and Diddy phases are definitely, like, what we'd call the most technical phases. Especially if you're trying to do stuff like clip peanuts through the lights to get, like, fast target hits.
Yeah, I mean, watching all of the Scrubs runners go over toes.txt for tiny phase, and we're here like, yeah, the ones you really need to practice are Diddy, Lanky. The amount of time you can save on these two is incredible. That is GG's for Paper Sack.
Pulling a 156.40.
A sub 2 in the Ramby section of our tournament here in Scrubs.
And she will punch her ticket into round 2. But Blue is not out yet either. I believe it's double elimination, right?
It is indeed double elimination. I'm pulling up the thing to see. So it looks like Paper Sack will go on to face the winner of the race between Amazing Shake and Sky Goro happening tomorrow afternoon. With the loser with Blue facing whoever also loses in the Shake Sky Goro race.
Yeah, I would be watching that race, taking notes, figuring out what is my opponent likely to do, likely to miss. But it should be a fun time.
Should be a fun time indeed. And I believe Paper Sack will be joining us for an interview here in a moment. And yeah, it was just a very clean race. It was a complex seed for sure.
Yeah, I mean, Key 4 was sort of the biggest pain point, but other than that, things kind of fell into place. Anyway, we are
Morning, Paper.
joined by Paper Sack. GG's, congratulations.
You are muted if you're trying to talk. Just double checking.
There's so much on my screen. Okay, I screamed, but you couldn't hear it. Can I mute the game sound because it's like distracting, or is it still streaming?
I mean, you can mute it. It's your.
I assume at this
it's your
point we're
game.
probably good.
Okay, sick. Anyway. Okay, I'm gonna scream again. Ah! It was genuinely like I was panicking on what was it, key 4, and I was like, oh god, this is just, there's no hints to this, and I'm like, I know that it's the wrong move to keep looking for it because I have a hint to key 5, but that took me like 20 minutes to figure out that it was the.
Yeah, I like the play of going for key 5 there. I think when you don't pull a key 4 hint, it's just so likely that key 5 is not locked by key 4.
Yeah, that's true.
And you ended up finding the key 4 hint right in factory lobby, so like sometimes it's just straight up better.
Yeah.
Works out better.
Yeah.
Oh,
But yeah,
like,
quite
really, there were so
quite
many
a-
crazy
an art
pulls.
tour in the background, but yeah, it was like the later hints were so much more useful than the beginning ones. I thought it was instantly like, oh, okay, I know where that is. I know where that is. I know where that is.
Yeah, I mean, you just pulled some crazy unhinted stuff in the beginning, like Coconut, for example, on the Aztec Diddy medal. Just knowing it's Sphere 0.
I was like, there's just I needed a coconut for a bunch of stuff. This is me looking for key 4.
Yeah,
And then-
I kind of forgot that Peanut doesn't lock Diddy's medal in Aztec.
Yeah, and I learned that recently, and I got burned by it on an offline seed, and I was pulling my hair out, and finally, I got Peanut out of, I don't know, like out of order, and then I was able to, and then it's like, oh, you don't even need it. That's why I wasn't hinted, and I'm like, okay, but yeah.
Definitely one of the things that with K-Man and I, like, we switch between 4.5, where Peanut is required as scrubs and Peanut's not required. It's like really hard to.
It's hard to keep all that in your noggin.
Yep.
And then just a long marathon to get to trombone and key 7. That's
Oh, yeah,
sort of
the
like
trombone-
anytime.
That
Red
was so
slams the
funny.
ball.
It was just so much stuff on the path that Lanky phase, and I think that was what really helped with the hints, though, because when I was looking for key 4, I was like, oh, I can just ignore any of these things because that's not what I need for key 4. What was tricky is I think diving was not on the path to key 4, so it didn't totally occur to me to, because it was Galleon, was it Diddy Metal? I don't even remember.
The galleon.
It's a Galleon Metal. Chunky Metal, okay, so that's why probably. I was like,
Yeah.
okay,
Is that
so
a
then,
fake
then I
Ether
kind of
Wars?
just.
Actually, no, it's probably not
No.
fake because you can get pineapple in level 7.
Yeah, pineapple makes it so you don't need diving. Why?
Also, the B lockers were so low. Well, we were
I
kind
know,
of surprised
that
when
was
it was 16
concerning.
in level 7.
I was like, what do you mean? It's like, it's like a sign of things to come. I was like, what do you mean it's only like, the teens to get into the last one? I was like, how early do I need to be in here? I guess they made the right call coming here so early, though.
Yeah, So you were ahead in progression for a while, especially after pulling like Coconut.
Oh, okay.
The difference was that Blue had a bit more GBs, so her saving grace would have been a high factory B locker.
Oh, yeah.
That was like a big difference maker. You pulled Coconut a lot earlier than she did, and as well as just remembering the balloon to the treasure room was also a really nice pull by you.
I don't even. I'm losing track. I just remember, the Lanky phase was bonkers, or getting it was bonkers. Why do I only have 2 things in here? I must have messed up my custom pack. Anyway, I was trying to I don't think these are supposed to be the same picture, but anyway.
That's a randomizer. You can never know for sure.
Alrighty. It's all my art. It's just this thing. Oh, and that was another thing. I was gonna lose. I remember the second Batty Barrel Bandit. I'm like, if I see another one of these, I'm gonna lose it. And then there was another one, and I'm like, you freaking kidding me?
Yeah, that minigame takes prisoners.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
That's
mean
funny.
that was also Blue's chance to catch up, was just spawning more of those
Yeah.
get in your way. But very, very nicely done for sure.
Thanks. So I can watch the scrub stream now, right? And just kind of
Yeah.
eyeball it. Cool, cool.
I mean, you can't exactly cheat after you finish
Right.
the seed,
Just
you
making
know?
sure. It's like you see my name, and they're like, "Hold on." I'm like, "Okay, just letting you all know." It's that's what's going on.
Yeah, once you're done the race, you're free to do whatever you want, essentially.
Ooh, I can
Um,
shill my visual novel. Did you know I had a visual novel? Listen, you told me I could do whatever I want, so I did.
yeah, I mean, it's just very nicely done.
Oh, it was almost done. Sick.
Oh,
Blue is almost done.
also, thank God both you and Blue decided to collect fairies along the way. That 11th
Yeah.
hour BFI would have killed
I
so
mean-
many other people.
I imagine we were both watching the last stream, like, oh no, we're not skipping anything.
Yeah. We made the same comment. Must have learned from last restream not to leave those fairies behind.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that is Blue finishing with a 2:04.53. That is actually her PB time, so congratulations to Blue on that, at the very least. At least her PB time on online race. I don't know. I don't think it's her PB on offline. But it is still a good performance. 2:05, not bad at all.
I mean, anytime you're around your PB, that's pretty good.
You'll talk to Blue in a second. I just read the comment from Skygore. Tell us about the novel, the one we don't know. I did put it's maybe when I totally definitely win the whole Ramby bracket, which no, I don't. I don't know. It's because I was like Blue and I were like kind of talking about like, you know, how close it's gonna be, and I genuinely we've all been practicing and watching these. I don't know. It really just depends. I think everybody's improved a lot, so it's really hard to say.
Yep.
Who's gonna
Welcome
win.
in, Blue.
Howdy.
GG's on the race.
GG's, Paper Sack.
Thank you. GG's.
Bit of a crazy seed there.
Yeah, there were quite a few things I got stuck on, so well done. I don't see how I could have subdued this.
Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
definitely a marathon when Red Slam is involved.
Red Slam, the 11th hour fairies was very. I'm sure you were very happy to realize that you had enough to just not worry about it when you got the hint.
Yeah.
That and key 4 not really having any hints until you had key 5 is always sort of a tricky situation to be in.
Yeah, walking into key 2 and then getting the was
Mhm.
funny as well.
I don't even remember key 2.
Key 2 was lanky Aztec metal, and we got the hint behind the 5-door temple, which with my routing, I already have the lanky metal by then.
Oh, I
Oh,
should
right,
watch that
right.
then. That sounds efficient.
Yeah. I think we also had the situation of like the factory R&D Kasplat giving you bongo and then you fall down and then in Storage and Arcade it says, hey, that Kasplat's way of the horde, by the way. After you get the check mark that says this is for the R&D path.
Yep.
Just racy race all around, especially so much lanky 7. It was very hard to kind of figure out what that entire path was for everywhere. But yeah, congratulations again to Paper Sack. You will be facing the winner of Amazing Shake versus Sky Goro. That race is happening tomorrow. And Blue will be facing the loser of that race. So I'm sure you both will be watching very intently and seeing how
Well,
those
Shake
two
and I
do.
already talked, and we are convinced we're both losing our matches. So I have
No.
fulfilled my half. Now he has to fulfill his, and then we'll
Oh.
get to scheduling.
Oh no. Well, we'll see.
We'll see. You never know with randomizer. You really never know.
True, I guess.
I mean, it was very easy. Like, you just never know. It is what it is. Like, I was in season 4, 16th seed, I had a run of my life. You just can never know for sure.
Yeah, I guess.
You can still come back completely undefeated, win all of Ramby.
Yeah.
We will see what happens. But I think that's kind of it. Do either of you two have any more comments on the scene? Noah's a wacky one.
I'm mad that I didn't get to go to the museum till after the race, because there was just no reason to.
I did the library. I didn't care that it wasn't completely off the path. I just did it anyways.
No, I wanna it sounded like you had a lot more gold bananas than I did, and I feel like I just need to watch this whole thing and see what your strategy was and take some notes because
Same.
it
I'm
sounds
looking
like
forward to the watching the VOD and the
Yeah.
restreams. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you so much for what I assume is going to be an amazing commentary, and thank you for putting together this restream. It was an honor.
Yeah, thanks you guys. So many volunteers doing a great job.
Yeah, thanks for racing.
Yep. Thank you for putting on a close race. Like was
Yeah,
really
that was
close.
so close.
Thank you
Actually.
for collecting fairies and making sure we weren't here for like 3 hours.
Oh, totes. No, I wouldn't put some of these seeds, man. In defense to the runners, they just get weird. So I would not be surprised if we saw, I don't know, another 3
Though honestly, I saw so many banana fairies. I think we could have banana fairy percented the stage.
I was panicking a little bit because I didn't see any pearls, and I was trying to take notes of that. And then finally one at the end, but we didn't even need it. And I was like, okay, well, at least we didn't need it.
Yeah, I was just like, Mermaid is not gonna have anything. I'm not gonna worry about.
Yeah. Oh, and I don't think we got a single free Kongs hit, but Chunky was after Coconut, and that I don't know, maybe there
Yeah,
was one in
no,
Fun.
I don't think there was a
I
coconut path, so that
didn't
would have been
get
your
it.
only pre-Kong hint.
Yeah.
It took me a long time to get Coconut and then to Chunky. Like I knew where he was because obviously he couldn't be locking himself, but
Hmm.
yeah, that was wild.
Yeah. No, that was the one probably the biggest difference maker between. There were two big difference makers, or
Mhm.
three maybe. The first being your timing on getting coconut. Paper beat you to that by a good bit. It was casinoed,
Oh,
basically.
yeah.
Paper also entered factory way earlier than you did, which let her get a lot of very strong moves early on.
Yeah.
Uh, Gone, Pineapple, Bongos, Feather, all like a half hour before you.
A half an hour. Okay.
Yeah, she did it before level 5 or 6. Like it was, she
I
did it before
wasted
finding
a
key
lot of
4.
time. Well, and then I wrote one of the hints down wrong. It was like the factory fairy number game, and all I read was the words number game. Like, okay, I gotta come back and play it, and then I just wasted time playing it. And then I had to go back and read the hints very closely. And I was like, oh, that's why.
Yeah, and I would say that the other big difference maker is on key 7. It was Paper Sack's first slam check outside of testing. Blue, I believe it was like one of your last. So
Mhm.
that also added a good bit of time to the difference. And I believe that makes up for the whole like 8-minute difference. And it's really hard to fault you for any of those.
I'd also say going into factory before Japes and Castle was a good play because there's just so much in factory that sort of helped.
Yeah, that was
make-
what I said as the second point for sure.
Oh, okay, I've been up since 5. Maybe I missed
Oh,
it.
no. Very
By
good.
the way, I just checked the last hint door that I hadn't during the race. I've got all the hints. We did not get a single free Kongs.
Dang. Oh well. I
Wow,
mean,
coconut going unhinted being a problem. I'm sure Green Bean
No,
would have worries
hey,
about that.
Coconut did get a WAP hint. We did see an Aztec
it
Divi
technically
medal.
this is very vague.
did.
A vague coconut hint is the most useful, isn't it? It's like, use a coconut, have fun.
I mean, we knew by the time, at least I knew by the time that I got the coconut hint, that we would need coconut.
Yeah, both of you
Where was
rushed
I?
Kevin pretty quickly.
Yeah.
There, Aztec
Anyway.
medal. It was in factory.
Might be about time to sign off here, Jim Jam.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you again to our restreamer Sky Goro, and our trackers Rubixkyoob and someone. And thank you to K-Man for commentating with me.
Thank you, Jim Jam. It's always a pleasure.
And one more shout out to the racers here, Paper Sack and Blue Roses. I wish you the best of luck in your future races.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks everybody for helping.